malpractice on something in her leg. It could be something, literally with the car. But anything having to do with legal matters, she will encounter. Now that's one thing. So this means she is going to meet the people. She's going to go to the places. She's going to have the circumstances, events, episodes that will bring this particular issue to the forefront. There's much more. There's much more than just the law. She is going to learn how not to discredit other people. She is going to have to learn how to eliminate vanity. That's going to be a little bit difficult driving a 2014 BMW, because that's going to filter and emphasize and influence her as to, this is a subconscious thing that happens. But anyway, she's got to do this. She's got to get rid of vanity. She's also got to get rid of the need to comment, help, influence, guide, direct, and of course, there's that word, that's for everybody, judge others. Meaning, she came in here with a lot of wisdom, but she's going to have to learn how not to flaunt whatever it is that she feels like she has more of than others. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to born. You were born to do. You have a master journey in this life. You are never, ever, ever cheated from what you're going to get and have and do. Nobody can do you like you can do you. Let's see about encounter. That was the other word I wanted to do. Encounter. What are you going to encounter on this master journey? Okay, now you do understand what I'm saying when I say each of us has a master journey. So nobody's journey is up here and nobody's journey is down here. Nobody gets more up here and nobody gets less down here. Nobody has pain up here and pleasure down here. The do. Remember that. Up and down, round and round, round and round and round. And when we go on that journey, starting here, we're going to end this. This is the ending, right here. But you start again with you new. And you're starting again at 29 years old with those thoughts. Again, you cannot come back around here and recall the events of being 17, let's say. You can't recall those events. You would have had to be at that point driving that Fairlane or BMW to express what you felt at that moment. What you feel at 17, you're not going to feel at 21. There's no way to go back and say, that's what I felt. There's just no way. This journey is a cyclic journey that keeps going on and on, around and around. And when you are traveling, each place that you're traveling, each section that you're stopping, You're going up and down, round and round in that point. But you cannot come back and relive it. You can't come back and relive it any more than you can come back and retell it. Because by the time you get around here, you would have had all these experiences to add to that story. Now here, to tell this story, you would have had these experiences. But you cannot take this 17 and go back to when you were 7. What you're experiencing at 7 is the same thing of driving a BMW or the Fairlane. It's happening with you. You were born to do. Nobody can do you like you can do you. Let's see this encounter. 5, 5, 3, 6, 3, 5, 2, 5, 9. 5 and 6 is 11, 3 is 14, that's 19, there's that innocence. You're going to meet each encounter that you have with innocence. But I'll get to that in just a minute. Hold that thought. 5 and 3 is 8, 13, 15, 24. Let's go back. 5 and 3 is 8, 5 is 13, 15, 24. Okay, I had a 24 on that other page too. I could turn back and do it, but let's stay with this a minute. Okay, so we have a 43. All right. The 19 is innocence. That's the heart of encounter. The heart of encounter. Let's stop there a minute and go ahead and talk about that before I go. I'm trying to teach something today. The encounter. Okay, E-O-U, that's one N. All right, the heart of encounter is innocence. When you meet somebody, when you meet them for the first time, you have no thoughts. You may think they're handsome, pretty, funny, whatever. But those thoughts are maintained and contained at that second, at that moment. So you're carrying on this encounter with innocence. There's nothing you want from it. There's nothing you're expecting. You are just enjoying the moment. But as time goes on, this innocence is lost by the encounter because you start to expect, desire, need, and you start building all kinds of thoughts past that moment that when it's happening. And when you have all of these things that are taking place, any type of innocence in the encounter leaves. Because you have filled it. Now you're not just enjoying each other's presence. You've got ideas of expectation. What's going to come from this? When am I going to see him or her again? Oh, he makes me feel so good. He kisses wonderful. She kisses wonderful. I just have never experienced anything like this in my life. I know it's only going to get better and we're going to be happy. I need him or her in my life to be fulfilled. So anytime that all this comes about, this innocence in the encounter, which is the only true interaction there is in any encounter, leaves. And in its place, these things are there. It is impossible to love anybody that you expect something from, that you desire something of, and you need something from as well. It's impossible. Okay, innocence is the heart of innocence in the word encounter. The other one was, what was it, 24. 24. For those of you who have seen me before and watched me, you know that 24 is the number of music. So each encounter you have in this life, each encounter, because it is part of your master journey, It is a musical, magical, innocent exchange of energies. Now the BMW and the Fairlane are carrying the same prescription. Just like Bill is, Janice is, Ruby is, Daryl is. Everybody's carrying those expressions inside of themselves. A musical, magical, innocent exchange of energies. It only gets ruined and messed up and divorced when you start thinking that musical, magical, mesmerizing, I like the word mesmerizing too, but that musical, magical, innocent exchange of energies, it only gets messed up when you think that someone else is driving a BMW and you're driving a Fairlane, and somehow you ought to be driving that, and maybe, I don't know whether that person thinks they ought to be driving that or not, but you are looking outside of yourself and saying something else is better. If I do this to, if I do this to me, and I mean, if I do this, do, the word, do, okay? If I do this to me, or if I get this for me, it's going to make me have a different and better experience. Not so. If I do this to me, it will make my experience better. Not so. Not so. Okay. Nobody can do you like you can do you. Nobody can do you like you can do you. How in the world could Mitzi do me? How could she leave from behind that camera, come up here and start doing this? And how could I go over there behind the camera and stand there and look in the camera and do Mitzi? It would be Paula behind the camera, and it would be Mitzi up here. Nobody can do you like you can do you. What are you? Y is 25. Woo! I've talked about this before, but I'm going to go stop right now. U is a 25. Release. So you've got to release those ideas that we have about something or someone that can make our lives better or that can improve our lot. No one, no how, nowhere, no time can improve our lot. It's impossible. I've got to do improve, see what it is. Okay, let's see. So we are talking about 25, which is the number of release, and there's that 9, Mitzi, the Hermit. So we are the Hermit. We are. I mean, that's the core of us. You know that. That's the heart of us. We are the Hermit. And what are we here on this earth to learn how to do? Release the ideas. That anything that while we're traveling in this master journey, that something that I get or have or do or be or am or any of that is going to improve me in any way, because it's not. All right, what does that start with? Starts with that Hermit, doesn't it? 9, 4, 7, 9, 6. There's that 22 and 5. Improve. 11. Now we've got that 11 coming up again, as I was talking about, and it has to do with law. Law of the universe, law of the land, law of your own being. Let me see what that is. 23. So we've got a 35. Yeah, 36. Ah! So we're talking about the Hermit again. Okay. This 22 always indicates that you are learning something, but you have got to strip away. You're not going to do it. Things are going to happen, and people are going to come in your face, and situations are going to arise that is going to help you, if you would, on this master journey, to help strip away those ideas and those thoughts that you have that you need to improve yourself. That's what this is. A lot of times, let me go ahead and add this. A lot of times on that 11 destiny, the person is focused on their body. All right? They are focused on their body. And I would think that a BMW, whatever I just said, would certainly fall into that area because it's a pretty sleek, very, very, very appealing car. Anyway, let's go on with this. The heart to improve is an 11. So the very idea of this word is that if I lose weight, if I buy better clothes, if I change my hair, change the color of my lipstick, maybe take some self-improvement courses, anything to improve myself so that I can be more attractive, because that 11 is about attraction, because you're trying to attract a mate, which you think you need. You can have it when you don't need it. You can have anything when you no longer want it. That's a whole nother show. Anyway, 13, 20, 29. Are we here? Are we at the end? Let me see, 13, 20, 29. So we're talking about a 51 here.